Alright guys, time for another episode of Short Side Wristers. I'm No Sleeves 12, and on today's episode, the tuner is finally here. So I'll go over some brief things about what to pay attention for in this new tuner. On another episode, I actually had covered it in depth and went into every single patch note. I'll just recall all of the things that I think are going to be super important in this patch particularly. Also, the Detroit Red Wings esports event was played last night, so there was another Xbox and PlayStation 4 qualifier for that, and then maybe we'll get into some HUT content. So, all right, guys, let's jump right into it. So let's just go over the quick things in regards to the tuner being back. Essentially, there's no more stick breaks in online play, which is fantastic. I don't know how many times I was playing HUT Champs or things like that, and wide open one-timer late in the game was just completely nullified because of a broken stick and RNG. It really has no place in competitive game modes. I understand the realism of it, but again, it just has no place for competitive game modes. AI players will not commit penalties in online or versus. This is great. You're no longer going to get the CPU tripping penalty or anything like that. The downfall of this is that they are back to not attacking the puck. So your AI will pressure a player, but think of them like a pylon or a pick, essentially, because they do not touch the puck. So you'll have to get better at switching to your defender, whoever's pressuring the puck, and actually being the one to put pressure on it. The goalies will not come out of their net again. That's fantastic. There was a lot of random goalie play this weekend in the esports event, and it's good to see that that is no longer a thing. Be careful with the stick lift now. It is in a place between the original beta tuner and what we had prior to the last 2 weeks, so you can no longer spam stick lift. That will draw a penalty, as well bumps in the game. They are in a spot somewhat in between the beta as well as the last tuner, just like stick lift. So incidental contact at slow speeds will no longer bump guys off the puck like they did in the beta, but you can also actually nudge someone off the puck with incidental contact when someone is just running around the outside of the zone holding the puck. So this is going to help with the people that would just hold the puck in the offensive zone. You can actually play some defense and body guys to actually get the puck back, which is a great change. But remember, guys, let us know what you think of the new tuner. It's the only way that we're going to be able to actually relay this to the developers so that we can start making the game as perfect as possible. Always record, if you can, a clip of something that is not correct, whether it be a bad animation, something that keeps happening to you that you don't think should. Hit me up on Twitter at NoSleevesGaming. Just send me a clip of it, and I can put it in the Game Changer chat, and the developers can take a look at it. And you'd be stunned to know that every single clip is looked at and discussed by a developer. Most of the time, it's a player not realizing something, but in some cases, it's what changes patches and things like that. So it's the only way that things are going to get better. So just let us know any of the game changers. Again, just have a clip and let us know your feedback. So let's talk about the Detroit esports event. So the third and fourth qualifier out of 16 was done yesterday on Xbox as well as PlayStation. So the PlayStation winner was BR. Congrats to him. He's actually done pretty well recently. He qualified for the Leafs esports event. I believe in the second division or third division. I can't quite remember. But he was at the event, and he did very well in the Washington's second qualifier as well. So it is good to see newer players kind of take that next step. So congrats to him. On Xbox, it was Dylan is cool. So you guys, congrats again. So the next qualifier for the Detroit event would be this Friday. So it's every Monday and Friday, but you have to remember that there's only 128 spots for each qualifier. So once they are available on gamersaloon.com, if you go to gamersaloon.com/tournaments/Red Wings, you can see all of the events that are available. You join now on the ones that are there, and as long as there are open spots, you'll get in a qualifier. But again, there's only 128 spots, guys, so you got to be careful that you don't wait too long. And then there is obviously 2 live LAN qualifiers, but that's not until later, and it's only in Detroit. So just watch out for that, guys. Let's jump into some HUT content. So last night, the prime times that became available were Sidney Crosby got a 95 overall, Mikko Rantanen got a 91, Gabriel Landeskog got an 89, and Spencer Martin got a 71. The Crosby specifically, again, guys, I'm big on selling any of the prime times or milestone cards you get immediately. The reason for it is these cards, unlike any of the other ones that are in sets or specific collections, decrease in value the second that you get them. So they're kind of like cars. The second that you get a prime time, obviously wait a couple hours for the market to actually settle so that you know the price point. But then they're always going to go down. For example, this 95 Crosby, he's going to be a 97 more than likely in a very few days because February comes around and he can get another +2, and it's Sidney Crosby. So expect like a 4-point night eventually. So then that card will just tank in value if you hold on to it, even for a week. So if you were to get the Crosby now, or the Rantanen even, the Rantanen obviously not as valuable because his All-Star card is very good, but sell them immediately, guys. Also, randomly, Kevin Bieksa, he got a diamond card, a 91 overall Kevin Bieksa. I hate him because I'm a Sharks fan, but he was a pretty good player back in the day. So 96 skating, 84 shot. Again, guys, I've been adamant this whole season that defense cards in this game just are not worth playing over a forward in most cases because their shot took such a huge hit in the ratings decrease at the beginning of the year. So again, with 84 shot, it's just not really viable. You can have another forward that does the exact same thing. Moving on to the Grant Fuhr and Owen Nolan. So the All-Star alumni sets were basically sets that came out at the All-Star game. You had to get 15 Honda Civic collectibles for the Owen Nolan and 18 for the Grant Fuhr. Now, a lot of people are all over the Grant Fuhr, myself included. He had 4 to BU. So essentially, he gets you half of the synergy himself, making him probably the most valuable backup goalie in the game. The reason why he's a backup goalie is just kind of smaller. I haven't really used him myself, but to make him, I saw him on the market. I was going to buy him, and it was about 500K, which is fine. I was like, okay, I understand why, that 500K. I went to go do it almost, but then I realized that the All-Star, the Honda Civic collectibles, they're super cheap now. They were like 60K. They've dropped in half almost. So I was able to make them like 450. So don't go buying a Grant Fuhr on the market if you want to. Just go and see if you can make one for cheaper, because you can do that that daily that will get you 5 All-Star collectibles. I don't know if it's still on. I'm going to take a look right now live as I fill it. I don't believe it should still be. So if you do the daily challenge, it got you 5 of those Honda collectibles. So you only needed 13 for the Grant Fuhr. Ended up costing me like 420, so I saved about 80K. So just something to watch out for if you are going to get the Grant Fuhr. I would totally recommend it, because now that you have a lot of BU on your team, you're not handcuffing who you actually want to put in your lineup. I'm going to reiterate this again because I've said it in the past as far as getting better at the game. When a new tuner comes out, if you have the time, go into practice mode on All-Star and fire as many shots and try different techniques and dekes and shots on a goaltender that you can. It's the only way that you're going to find something that potentially other top players haven't found yet. For example, like a lot of the glitch goals, I guess, would be considered are found from top players, because when the big money is on the line and they need to qualify for an event or things like that, it's always going to be an advantage to know something that your opponent doesn't. So I don't recommend it for casual players, but if you are looking to get much better at the game, when a new tuner comes out, one of the best things to do is to go into practice mode and just go shot after shot and to see what is more effective in a game. There's a few things that I would look for. First, are far side slap shots or rebounds, how do they react? Does the short side wrister still as effective, especially when it comes to versus? A lot of players will rely on the short side wrister in Hut because player overalls are around 99. In versus, it's much different. So there is a big gap as far as Hut and versus when it comes to the depth lines along the top end players on each team. There's very, very good players. So, but when it gets to the second, third, and fourth line, that's when you notice that you're probably not going to be able to pick short side all the time. So you might want to practice firing rebounds, switching to crash the net, going for things like that. So again, guys, when a new tuner comes out, you just need to mess around with it as much as possible. And playing the game, like playing Hut or playing actual versus games, isn't always the most effective. I'm a big advocate for going into practice mode and finding out new things that haven't really been discovered yet. So let's also discuss the Minnesota Wild esports event. the latest esports event from the NHL. This one is a little bit higher stakes considering there's only one qualifier for Xbox and PS4. The Xbox One qualifier is on February 2nd, and then the PlayStation 4 one is on February 3rd, both starting at 1 p.m. How it's going to work is it's a single elimination bracket. All the matches will be best of one series, except for the finals between the top two players, which will be best of three, and it's hosted by Faceit. The prizing will be for first place on Xbox, $2,500 and a Minnesota Wild jersey. Same with PlayStation, and then also on Xbox One, second place will get $1,200 on Xbox and PS4. Now the grand final for this is February 18th at a LAN in the Mall of America. It is open to everyone, so it's not like the Detroit event that was only open to really local players. So this is Canadians and Americans, but no Alaskan or Hawaii, so rip John Wayne. So this is going to be another dope event, and yeah, I'll keep you up to date with any knowledge or info that I get. Be sure to check out tdihockey.com. All of the esports event recaps and rankings and things like that are on his site. I also write for it, so you can catch my Washington Capitals recaps on there in written form. But that's gonna do it for me today, guys. It is my birthday, so I gotta go stream and then do some stuff, because yeah, I did get a little bit older today. So you guys, thank you for listening or watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow with potentially some special guests. So have a good one, guys.